Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 7 German destroyer, Leberecht Maass. She has 17,500 health, a top speed of 38.9 knots, 5 128mm guns, 8 torpedoes, a surface detect of 6.8 kilometers, and 29 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift. For my commander, basic firing training, faster torpedo rearm, last stand, superintendent, advanced firing training, and concealment. We're on the map Trident, and this is live, 0.5.16, couple days. I really want to identify exactly what the German destroyer line's identity is. How do you play these stupid destroyers? And while we're doing that, I'm headed over to B point, run into the Mahan. I have slightly better concealment, but clearly we're both detecting each other. And I am just considering, can I send my torpedoes? No, I can't. Instead, I use my guns. Now, maybe I should pop my smoke. But I guarantee you, if I pop my smoke, he is going to drop off detection. So I don't choose to do that. I choose to just trade, and don't know that the trade was really worth it. Now look at the weapon bloom. 14.1 kilometer detection when I fire my gun. I'm sure many of you have tried to play these as my initial videos, and you just can't do that. The only reason I decided to engage that destroyer is because if I take him out, my team is incredibly more powerful. Destroyers are just so dominant to objective control. So I'm going to stick around and try and take him out. We're going to risk the ship. Yes, we are going to take more damage in the hopes that maybe I can kill him. I pop my smoke. I send my torpedoes, hoping to predict that he will go one way or the other. I also switched to AP just to see how well it would work out. He pops his smoke, and it's the worst time to pop his smoke. He's dropping his speed right in front of my torpedoes, and I'm going, yes! Also, I used hydroacoustic. We take him out. And I gotta get out of here because he sent his torpedoes. Anytime I'm in a position where I'm in my smoke or I feel like the destroyer wants to send torpedoes, I'm gonna use hydroacoustic. I don't care. I've never run out of hydroacoustic. I've run out of smoke. I've run out of a boost. I've never run out of hydroacoustic. There's just not as many scenarios, and this is a clear one where hydroacoustic is superior. So we took out the destroyer. Okay. Well, isn't the smoke completely garbage, Notser? No, of course not. That's an extreme reaction. That's not the case. It's not as good as you would like. It's, in fact, going to go away in about 5 seconds or 10 seconds. But it's not completely garbage. It is workable, and I'm going to try and work my way into the Leander with my torpedo systems. He sends his. Hydroacoustic does tell me that. And there you go. Smoke is completely gone at 128 whenever you have premium smoke. And you should use premium smoke. The enemy cruiser pops his smoke. I'm going to wait, and hopefully the bloom's going to recede. Now, let me just identify the play style that you want to be in. You want to use your torpedoes on cooldown. Believe it or not, and maybe you won't believe me, this is a torpedo boat. This is probably the most powerful torpedo boat in the game, the German destroyer line. Or at the very least, your torpedoes are so much better than the penalty of using your guns that you will use your torpedoes all the time. And I do mean all the time. I have had games where I've gotten 150,000 points of damage done in a German destroyer. Most of that is torpedo and just enemies going into very predictable patterns, but you can't rely on that all the time, especially at high tier. You kind of need to force a person into a scenario where they can't get out of it. Okay? I know people, oh, but it's the Germans, their AP is so good. The penalty is so great, and the velocity of the shells is so poor when you compare it to the Soviets, it's not worth firing your guns unless you can trade with a destroyer, 1v1, behind an island, or in smoke. You really can't justify it. Unless, of course, the target's very low, and then, of course, you need to kill secure that guy. Don't let him get away. Don't feel sorry. Half the map sees me. Half of the map sees me when I fire. It's just too much. It's too dangerous. Your steering is somewhere in the realm of a Soviet, but you really don't have the gun systems. You're not encouraged to fire from range. You're a little bit bigger. You're just so much more vulnerable than a Soviet destroyer line. And that's initially where I was going because I was just so mad. Surely I should just fire my guns constantly and never be in range. That's what the real solution is. No. The real solution I have found after hundreds of battles, yes, I basically played it all day. I should have just streamed because that's all I did. Use your torpedoes on cooldown. Find cruisers, battleships, even destroyers that are susceptible and try and wear them down with your torpedoes. And only use your guns when you absolutely have to. You might as well be a Japanese destroyer. It is that bad with the amount of information the enemy gets when you fire your guns. I felt like this destroyer was worth the risk. Yes, I'm going to take a lot of damage, but if we can take him out, there are no more destroyers on their team. As far as my build is concerned, I'm using it. Oh, we got one of our torpedoes, by the way. Nice. I think it was the Fiji. But we got one of our torpedoes, and as long as I can take this guy out, I can basically be undetected for the entire time. I didn't really feel comfortable being out in the open. I popped my smoke. Now, I think the Germans, maybe they have something for stopping. It does feel like popping your smoke. You only have to wait 1 to 2 seconds, if that, to be revealed. And we do still have a fire on that enemy destroyer. And I was a little happy about that. We also set the Pensacola on fire. I have considered going Demolition Expert, Survivability Expert. I don't have the range module yet. I would only have range of 9.9 without that module. So it's honestly not viable just yet to ignore advanced firing training, in my opinion. It's really tough. And we do kill that target. Nice. Now, this Pensacola, he knows exactly what he wants to do. He wants to reveal me in my smoke. I am going to try and wait until I can guarantee a torpedo hit on him before I send. We've got about 2.5 kilometer range, and we've got about, 10-15 seconds before I'm revealed. So I'm going to try and bail out. I was hoping that he would continue moving forward, but it does look like he has stopped, or at the very least, he's slowed to a crawl. Thankfully, my friends are able to take out the Pensacola. I send against the enemy Pensacola and the Fiji. Maybe one will hit. If I get a good torpedo attack, I only need 2 torpedoes and they're dead. Now, the game is not going as well as I would have liked. The enemy team has B and C. We are sort of being encircled by the enemy, and I'm out in the open near a British cruiser, which is just so scary. And plus, he looks like a Christmas tree. It was weird last year. It's weird this year. But we're still in a process of killing him. And yes, of course, firing our guns has revealed him. I chose to fire. I just didn't have any way. He was pressing into me too much. I need to kill him. And I need to maneuver as best as I can. That's not very good as a German, but you must make it your #1 priority and hope that your teammates realize you need that assistance. And boy, do I need that assistance, teammates. I would really like some help. I mean, everyone's been in this situation. There's no way I'm getting out of this. I have to just run. I have to get out of his range. It looks like now I might... No, he's got his guns pointed that way. It could mean something good. Trying to angle as best as I can. Avoid. Wait for the shot and then angle away. And, we take a big one. His secondaries are actually hitting him. North Carolina, come on. Take the shot. Oh, man, did we need that. Man, did we need that. North Carolina gets him so low that I'm like, you know what? I will reveal myself again in order to kill him. So I fire off my HE. I switch to AP since he's broadside. And we almost kill him. Is this going to be the kill shot? Oh, 13 left. I think this is it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, okay. Well, North Carolina's still alive. He's taking possible torpedoes. I'm still alive, and I'm, of course, revealed because it has terrible concealment whenever it's firing its guns. But we're still alive. We still have a chance to win this game. Not a big chance because we are down by basically double. You know, just need to know where we stand, right, Notser? Yeah. You've got a very tiny chance. And I'm hoping that the North Carolina can survive against the New Mexico. And I'm going to try and force the New Mexico to engage the North Carolina and have his guns facing away from me. This is free damage. He can't do anything to me. He is 100% focused on the North Carolina. And I should have, yeah, of course. Finally, I switched to AP. Thankfully, I get a fire on the last salvo. And we got to aim for the superstructure. Nope. Well, friendly's able to take him out. Good. Good. This North Carolina actually knows what he's doing. Great. We lose the friendly. It's still 2 versus 1, and they have an advantage on bases. Now, something you might notice about the German destroyers is you don't have a lot of vision range. Yes, it's very close to the weapon bloom for concealment. So I have to move towards these guys, and there's effectively 1 to 2 kilometers where I can see their health, see their exact location, and avoid being detected if I have obviously fired my gun in the realm of someone else. Absolutely ridiculous when you consider that the Germans are notorious for accurate guns, focusing on the whole gun aspect. And if you do that, you will probably fail miserably with the Germans. They are just too easy to spot, too easy to hit, too easy to kill. You need to be very, very patient. I'm going to try my best to move into an effective range and use the island to my advantage. Now, of course, when you see a friendly hit his shot, we can't pass it up. We have to try and take this guy out. If we take it out, and worst case scenario, I die too, then it's 1 versus 1. And thankfully, we were able to hit that shot, sort of blind. It's 1 versus 2 now. We actually have a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. The friendly North Carolina is spotting the New Mexico for me. However, his momentum appears to be taking him behind my smoke. So we're going to lose spotting. I do set him on fire, though, and if he decides to put the fire out, then I'll know. And so far, top right corner, he has not. I send my torpedoes directly at him. He's just outside of my normal detection range. I decide we have to keep him spotted, and someone has to do damage all the time. So I'm going to be a little cheeky here. I'm going to use this island to get 1 shot off and then drop off again. Maybe he's going to be distracted. Maybe he will be more interested in firing on me. I want those torpedoes to hit. At least one of them. I've focused them pretty well on his bow. He's going to have to lose a lot of weight to avoid it, I think. And he's definitely looking this way, so I turn and drop the speed abruptly, hoping that he won't kill me, and we do. We do take him out. We earned Kraken right there, and Confederate. And this was a great game to be a part of. Confederate, First Blood, Kraken Unleashed, Devastating Strike, 5 kills, 2,401 base XP. I should have complimented the North Carolina. He really did save my butt about 2 times. Damage isn't impressive. It was just a close game and a real nail-biter for me because I was trying my best to do just enough to help the team but not die. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.